Yo, what is up guys? Branson here and welcome back to episode 4 of my documentary series of me sharing my journey on Skool. Since the last episode is like almost 2 weeks, since my last update, I kind of want to do it, but I was too busy growing my business and actually go on a short vacation to attend my very good friend's wedding. So a lot of things happening so far. So I want to give you guys some really juicy updates. So the last one we did was until 16th of November. Okay, so this episode we're going to cover from 17th of November all the way to 28th, right? Almost close to 2 weeks of update within this one episode. So it's going to be on fire. Okay, so let's go to my profile and see some of the big changes that we have, right? First of all, the first big changes was you can see my activity over here in Skool. I got my flame streak status here, right? Probably on this day here. So I got 30 days, more than 30 days of active, consistently active on Skool. And that actually reflects to my growth and the journey that I've been on, right? So my free community has been growing to close to 2,000 members. And then the paid community crossed 100 members. So if you have been catching up since the very first episode, you know that I actually set my goal to be having 100 members within November, and I actually hit the goal. And also, I kind of predicted the free members to be 2,000, right? 2,000 free members and 100 paid members. So I was on point, exactly to the dot, and kind of like overshoot the target as well. And it just proved the predictability of the system. So I will talk more about that later part of this video. But then just an update of the numbers right now. So the free group close to 2K and a paid group 105 right now. And also the activity here. So let me show you inside the free group. Right? These are metrics in the free group. So the last 7 days around 2,000 plus visitors, and it has been stable around 300 plus new free members per week, right? Every 7 days. And the conversion rate hovering around 7-8% to 14% something. So that's the dashboard, and then let's look at the what else? The metrics. So if you look at the metrics here, so we have been steadily growing. Okay, and then the activity was kind of like increasing as well over time. And also these are the activity chart. And then finally, which is a discovery right now in the business category is 110. So let's look at a paid group. Okay, so we got more than 100 paid members right now. And then 4.6K MRR. And so the visitors, right? 300 something visitors per week, 29 signups, 7% conversion rate. So let's look at metrics. So you can see it's like, you're kind of like growing really fast. This group was like started, at the 1st of November, just like, just getting started, just 1 month old, right? Basically the business, I'm basically starting a brand new business from scratch a month ago from now, with zero MRR from this group. So that's the reason why I want to document this, right? So I hope that, like in one day, maybe when I was like 10K MRR, 20, 30, 50, 100K MRR, whatever, right? I have all this documented starting from zero. So that's the whole point. So this is the first month of me growing this group. And then the goal was 100 paid members. So we hit it, right? I'm super happy for that. And you can see like it just grow exponentially. So that's for the metrics and also the activity. And then for the discovery, 144 right now, growing pretty fast. So if we go back to the tracker here, right? So you can see at the beginning of this free group, the ranking for free group was at 225, right? And then we climbing every single day until here 110 right now. And then the paid group is kind of like catching up to the free group. So we started from an 800 ranking and then climbing all the way like by hundreds per day sometimes, right? Just going to 144 right now. Two of them is like pretty close neck to neck right now. And I make a note for myself here, somewhere around here, because I kind of see, I was like growing pretty fast, right? Every day. And then kind of like 130 something or so, like kind of pretty slow. As you can see, I get stuck in these like 130 something. So I make a note for myself, was like, much harder to climb above 130. But then suddenly it just like grow again, 120 something, 110 something, just grow fast again. So I'm looking to maybe December, right? The goal for December was to get, maybe 80, right? 75 rank or something. So let's set a goal for that. Definitely we'll cross above 100. So probably even 50, let's put a goal high. Let's do it 50, right? So let's set a goal here. So 50. Okay, so one thing I do realize as well is for the discovery. So let's just say, like currently the group, I was like teaching people how to start a Faces YouTube channel and doing AI, right? So I have been tracking the search. I've been looking for this, from time to time just to see how well my group kind of rank, right? So let's say if I search on this keyword Faces YouTube, my two groups here was kind of like at the bottom here, when I first started, and just slowly climbing up. And then I kind of realized a pattern of like the group ranking in different categories. So for example, you can see this is like number 8 in tech, number 33, and then this one is like number 57 in sales and marketing, 144, 200 something. So I kind of feel like, okay, in order for me to climb up the search ranking for the search keyword, I have to climb up the ranking, right? So I was actually, my free group was actually behind this group earlier, and I was like thinking, okay, I was in business, maybe it's more competitive. So this group was like in sales and marketing, it's like 57, and then this was like sales and marketing 33. This one is like in tech, number 8. Even though we're kind of like in the same niche, but then we're like categorized differently by school. And I was like, okay, it's kind of I hope that I was in sales and marketing or in tech, maybe I could outrank them. Okay, so I was like, in order for me to beat this guy in like 57 in sales and marketing, I have to be 56 in business. So it's kind of like a hard battle, right? So I was like, okay, I'll just like keep climbing. But then something special happened, like just a few days ago. I realized that I outranked this group for this keyword. And even though I was like number 110 in business compared to number 57 in sales and marketing. So I got a conclusion that, okay, number one is that your ranking in your category definitely help in the SEO in Skool, right? For example, you can see the common pattern of like 210, 200, 300 something. So if you rise in your ranking in your category, it definitely helps in SEO, but that is not a definitive factor. And the proof is that I can outrank this keyword even though I'm number 110 in business compared to number 57 in sales and marketing. Meaning, maybe one day when I was like number 70 in business, I could outrank this group here, for Faces YouTube. So, I mean, it's a great discovery, meaning that even though you're in different category, you might feel like, okay, it's unfair, but then you could still beat them, right? For example, I always thought that if I was in sales and marketing, I have a better chance of like ranking. But then right now that I'm 110 and I can still beat them, the ranking just tells me that, okay, I have a fair chance. So I will still continue to rise up my rank. Maybe by the time when I'm 50 in business, maybe I'll be even number 1, I don't know. But I don't think you have to be number 1 or number 2, whatever. At least I feel like if you're like in the first, above the fold, definitely help. Or even if you're somewhere around here, right, you still get a lot of search traffic from Skool Discovery. So this is just a side note of something that I personally track and something I discover as well. And I also think that it's good that you know what is like your quote-unquote competitors or people in your niche, right? Your friends in your niche, what are they doing as well? Like what is their growth, and also like what's the price point, etc. You can see, get to know, right, a lot of stuff when you just like research like that to see is there other like similar school groups, right, in your niche. So I highly recommend you to like just search on like different keywords and then look around, right? What are the other people are doing in a niche? And also, I think having a description, the about page helps a lot. If you want to rank on certain keywords in a niche, right? Make sure that you have that keyword in your description, about page, right? The written description, that definitely helps. So that's the side note that we have here about the ranking. So we got that covered. So let's just do it 17th of November. So we did a second Q&A call inside a VIP group, and we try something new, which is the open chat. So usually in a Q&A, so I'll share something and then I'll answer the questions, Q&A, general Q&A, and then at the end of the Q&A sessions, I just stop the recording and I just open up the chat among members and I just shut up and just like I just like close down and I just get off the stage, right? And I put the stage, open it up to all the members so that they within themselves they can hang out, right? So that it's not just me on the stage, like me one above everyone, right? So I want to like just leave the stage and then open floor to everybody to like connect. And people actually love it, right? They've been talking and hanging out, like amongst themselves, and it fosters relationship, fosters connections. So I've always wanted to do this, right? It's not just a guru model of just me, one person at the top and just 1,000 people down below, one too many. But more so, it's like no guru, a zero guru. I came down from the stage and then fostering the connections within themselves to form friendship and everything. So people come here for the course, but they stay because of the community. So if there's any chance that you can foster the relationship, that you can make a connection between members, that will help with the retention, that will help with the overall vibe and the growth of the community. People will stay much longer because they cherish and value the friendship that they form. So I highly recommend you to, for example, let's say you have a new member, let's say they're from Australia. Then you can tag another Australian members and say, hey, check out, we have new Australian members, right? Any opportunity that you can connect them, for example, in a country, or maybe they're in the same niche, right? So you can see, okay, these 3 other guys, they're like in the same niche, right? You can connect with them. So you want to foster them to, engage, right, together in the community, and also potentially in DM as well. And also a Q&A call like this is another chance, another opportunity that we as a community owner, that we can foster the relationship among them. So that's another thing that perhaps you can try as well, like the open chat after the Q&A, and you leave and just let them talk among them. So I'm sure, right, for example, let's say in a workspace, right, so you have a boss, then the employee, they kind of like talk behind the back of the boss, right? Or maybe when a teacher leaves, right, then the students are start to hang out and party when the teachers are not there. So I think it's good that, we leave the stage and just like give them to like talk more freely, because sometimes they don't have the courage or the opportunity to talk. But then when the leader leave, right, they can talk more freely. So I think it's a very cool style, and they love it, right? I got a lot of feedback that people actually love that thing. So I'm gonna be doing that. Starting from the second session, we'll be doing this every single time. People loving it. So this could be something I can try. And then moving on to 18. So tie it with DM, hoping for more organic baseline sales. So all this while, right, before this, the main sales are driven by DM. I close on DM, and also like the weekly webinars. So now that the weekly webinars are like, it happens once a week, right? So between the webinar every week, so I'm relying on DM to close the deals. So I was like realizing that the DM was kind of like slowing down, but then there's like more organic sales, meaning there'll be people who upgrade to the paid group without me, it's not webinar days, it's not DM, and they just buy, maybe from the course, maybe from the post, right? Somewhere they just like warm up and they buy themselves. So it's a good thing. So I see like, I go from like all DM, no baseline, to like lower DM and more baseline. And I will foresee in the future that there'll be more baseline sales coming up. Like even without me doing the webinar, even without me doing the DM, hopefully we'll have more baseline organic sales. And I think that's very important, because those are the sales that they support the average baseline, right? So like the webinar will have the spike, but then within the webinar, it's like a 3, 3, 1, 4, 3, 2, right? These are the baseline. So if you can get a baseline high, or maybe someday the baseline is as high as a webinar day, it means that the group just like it's on autopilot, it's on fire. So that's like something I wish I would have more, right, for like more baseline sales. And then we hit like 2K MRR here, and then we hit 3K MRR here, and then that goes the early Black Friday webinar. So I'm thinking, right, in my mind, I was like, okay, the Black Friday was like 28 or something. So I was planning to do like an early Black Friday deal, because I kind of realized that people, they're kind of like tight on budget, because throughout the DM, I can see people, sometimes they say that I have to wait for my next paycheck, maybe I'll join next Friday. They are like waiting for new fund coming in so that they can afford to buy. And then like everybody gonna push on Black Friday. So I was thinking maybe I can just do the promotion earlier so that I could just take the money, right, for the people. They're tight on budget. So if I wait till the Black Friday, let's just say that, one person, they only have like $200, $500. Maybe they spend on buying something else, right? Black Friday, they have like all sort of choices, competition everywhere, attention, right? Compete for the attention and compete for their limited 500 budget that they have. So what if I just start earlier and I just like pull in the money, right, before they spend all the money away? So that's my thought. So I do a early Black Friday webinar, and I just like put up a deal, and like super excited, right? Because Black Friday is something special. At least we have a theme, right? A reason for people to buy. And it just tanked, right? 3, 6. It just tanked so badly, 3 and 6. And then I also at the same time, like the refunds start dropping in, right? So it's like the webinar tank, the DM closing rate drop, and like the refund coming in, everything just like goes down. And then I was like, it just lose the morale, it just hit the morale, like low DM close, webinar tanks, refund coming in. Yeah, so like all just negative stuff. And then I kind of like added a new metrics of what else? I think I added something here. Okay, I think we added like this new column, right? The churn wasn't there, at the beginning. It wasn't the churn there, so I just added this in. And then you also notice that these are the MRR that I lose, right? For example, if people, like they refund here, right? This is actually a refund, and then I lose out the MRR, right? So you will see, for example, this one, I only put the MRR, but then it's like 0 here, meaning that this is not a refund. They just cancel out, they just churn out. But then if you see that there's a negative number here, meaning that we actually refund plus I lose out the MRR. Okay, so that's the difference. So you can see here, I've been refunding of like $600, and then I lose out the MRR here. Okay, so that will take into account of the net MRR. So this is a new thing I've added, which is a churn metric. And I also added this one, the churn percentage here is like about 5% right now. So my goal for this community is kind of new, right? It's the first month, so churn is not coming in yet. So I'm foreseeing churn coming up next month. So I would say anything less than 20%, I'll be happy because it's just the first month, right? I'm still new. There are a lot of things to optimize. So anything below 20, I'm happy. And then I'll aim for below 10. And even lower in the future, right? We'll see that's something that we have to work on in the future. But my goal is like less than 20, and I'm happy about that. So I'm guessing I could achieve that. Maybe I'll like around 12, 10, something like that. That's my prediction because of the level of engagement that we have, right? I'm predicting 12, 14%. Let's just see if I'm accurate with the prediction. So right now it's at 5%, and for sure this will rise. So that's the churn percentage that we have. So we added that. I don't usually have that, until like the refunds coming in. I was like, okay, there's something real. I gotta add that in, right? Because that will affect the revenue and the future MRRs. So I added the churn thing. Okay, added the churn metric and the refund. Okay, we're gonna talk about that, later on, about like why people churn. I discovered something really interesting I want to share with you guys. But then let's go back to here. We also added a new metric, which is total paid out. So here, I actually changed it to total payout, which is from Skool. So every Wednesday, Skool gonna release a payout to my bank account. So I want to record something that's the final, right? These are the actual cash collected into bank account. So I'll just track that. So I will have all the history, all time, total paid out. So hopefully this number will continue to rise. So far, I've already have $10,000 money inside bank account. So these are the real money that I receive, not just MRR, right? Because there's a churn, there's the fee going on in Skool. So I want to record the actual money that I receive, right? Cash in the bank. So that's the metrics I changed to total payout. And also we have added, what else? The annual percent, right? So I added these metrics down below here, which is I calculate the annual percent. How many people take up the annual offer compared to monthly? So when I was like in at $39 a month and $249 a year, right? So the annual was at 26.7. It's pretty high. But then the sample size is lower, right? There's a total 30 sales. 8 of them are annual. So it's like the sample size is smaller. But then this one we have like 70 sales right now so far, and this will continue to increase, right? 70 sales is a bigger sample size, more than double. So the annual percent is like 17%. So I think it's pretty good. I was aiming for like 20%. I would say somewhere around 17, 18, 20, 22, somewhere around this range, right? Average around 20. I think it's a pretty good goal to aim for. And it's actually very powerful, right? Because it's good to have a mix of monthly and annual because you got a bulk upfront cash collected. For now, right, I'm doing like 7 months. They basically pay for 7 months and get 5 months for free, right? Pay for 7, get 5 months for free, about 40% discount. So it's good, right? For example, if you look at the MRR, the new MRR that I have for this month, right, is 4,000 MRR. But then the revenue was like 9,000, almost double. So I'm almost getting like 10K a month for this month. But then my MRR is only saying that it's like 4K MRR. So without the annual, I wouldn't have so much upfront cash collected, right? So it's a good thing that you have annual so that you have more cash flow, right? Cash upfront. And so you reduce churn significantly, more retention. And basically they pay for 7 months upfront. So maybe, without the annual, people would stay for 3 months, 4, 5 months, right? So they pay for 7 months upfront, meaning they pay for more, and you have more cash upfront collected. So it's really a no-brainer deal. I highly suggest if you don't have an annual, do it, right? And even do it at a steeper discount, right? People sometimes they do 10 months and 2 months free. I mean, it's good, right? But then you probably have lesser percentage of people taking up that one. So I'll even push it more. For example, I'm doing 7 and 5 months for free. So you could always change that in the future to maybe 8 to 4 or like 9 to 3, 10 to 2. But then I just do 7 to 5 right now. And I think it's pretty good for me to achieve the 20%. And I'm not pushing it hard. It's just very organic. I've like in the about page, I've been saying like, okay, this can save 40%. You have additional bonus, but I'm not. And I mentioned that, as a call to action as well. But then I'm not pushing it hard. And I haven't done a promotion yet inside the VIP paid group. So I'm sure, right, in the future when I'm doing certain promotion, let's say I give them certain offer, a no-brainer deal, a reason to upgrade, and I say, okay, upgrade right now, and you got this deal, I'm sure I can push more percentage, but I haven't do that yet. So it's a very natural, organic baseline kind of thing, right? So I want to see the organic baseline kind of thing. So it's like around 17%. Okay, so that's the churn 5%. So we have added these metrics here. Okay, and I noted down this where I started to see more refunds and cancels. So again, right, the webinar tanks, the DM close rate drops, the refund coming in. I was going for a vacation. I'm attending a very good friend's wedding in Singapore for like about 3 days or something, right? And then when I get back, I kind of like have to pull back my schedule, warm up, like going back to returning to the normal schedule, right? So that requires a little bit of time to like catch back of whatever the 3 days, right? So I was like slowing down my momentum. And at this point here, you can see here, the webinar tanks, right? Webinar tanks, and then I have refund -1, and then I got 0 sale because of, again, another refund. And then the baseline very low, I go for vacation. I mean, it's good, right? You still get sales, even I'm on vacation. But then you can see like this is it's a downward kind of thing, right? And then I have a goal for 100 for November, and I was giving up. At this point, I was like a lot of excuses in my mind. I was like, okay, I was initially having 20. My goal was like only 20. Okay, so right now I've like, I don't know how many, like 80 or something. Okay, so maybe at the time I was like, okay, 70 something or 80, 70 something. I was like, it's actually more than enough. It's exceeded my initial goal. I mean, it's good enough. I'm giving a lot of excuses in my mind, right? Because again, DM drop. DM close rate drop, webinar tanks, refund coming in, vacation. Can you see like that? This is the reality of you running a school community. It's not sunshine and rainbow every single day. You have like this downtime, the negative time, and then your mind will start to have a lot of excuses to persuade yourself, saying that it's fine, you've done a great job. I mean, you can continue to push next month. It's fine. You can chill out a little bit. You've done a great job. That mind, that sound, the voice. So that's what happening, all these days when I come back. And I was like, I picked myself back up and I was like, okay, stop this negative thinking. Stop this average mindset. And I just go back to a drawing board. I go to a whiteboard and I plan out, okay, let's do another Black Friday deal again, right? Remember, I got the early Black Friday deal, right? Doesn't work so well. So I got some feedback. Okay, and I just go back to my drawing board and I plan out again. What's the offer? What's the deal? How can I make people to buy now? Again, it's all about the offer. We already have the people in the free group. So it's just all about making a no-brainer offer so that people will buy now, give people a reason to buy now. So that's what's my mind. So I came up with the goal, and I push through another webinar, right? So we got another Black Friday deal just yesterday. 2 days ago, right? 2 days ago. So we did another Black Friday deal. It's just like 5, 13, right? Just like push it past. And then today is not ended yet. And then we have about 5, 6 sales from here as well. So we got like more than 20 sales in a span of like 2 to 3 days. 20 plus sales. So it's like we push past the 100 paid members before December comes, right? So I just want to show you like, we have all these down moments, right? Like the webinar tanks. And the reason why I got just so disappointed is because you can see, right, the trend is like 19, 15, 9. Can you see like the downward trends, right? And then my mind was like analyzing, okay, the reason why the first webinar did so well, because we already have that existing asset that we can leverage, right? We already have like 700 plus members inside there. So that's why you got a huge spike, right? Because we already planted the seed before. We already have an asset to leverage. So that's why it's good. So I couldn't sustain this spike for a long time. That's why you can see that this is tanking, because it requires you to have new blood coming in, right? The new members coming in. So we only have like 300 plus members, free members coming in every single week. So it's not, as fast as I want. And it tanks again, right? So I'm seeing like, okay, it's done. The weekly webinar, you continue to tank. Maybe next week, the webinar, maybe just 5 sales or something, right? So that's in my mind, because I can see the downward trend, right? From the patterns I'm seeing. But then this tells me that it's not. Like, even though you can see like in my free group, right? You can see my free group, I'm getting like a very consistent 300 plus members. You can see that every 7 days. I'm recording every 7 days, every single day. So you can see like it's very consistent. I'm getting the same people. I'm getting the roughly amount of same people every week. And then my my sales was like dropping every single week. And then this one just came here. So I came to a conclusion that the members were still the same. The growth rate of free group was still the same. Why the sales are different? It means the offer, right? The offer that I'm giving to people is not compelling enough. So meaning to say, if I can come up with really good offer, a good reason for people to buy, people will buy. Okay, so the reason why this tank here is not because of my traffic problem. I don't have a traffic problem. So that's a good that you record everything, right? So you can see like objectively with data, it's not a traffic problem. I got new people, you know, like it's not a traffic problem. Why? The reason why this is much better than this one is just because I have a better promotion, I make a better offer, a better reason for people to buy. So that changed my mindset, right? So that stopped my excuses of like, I tell myself like, I need more new members, right? And I was like, in this period here, I was saying that I need more leads, more members. But then here, now that I did it, it's all about the offer. I mean, you still need the traffic, right? But right now, the traffic is the constant, right? It's a constant factor. What makes a difference here is the offer. Right, so that's the mindset here. Sometimes it's not because you know, we always think that we need more people, more traffic, but sometimes it's all about the conversion as well. Like how can you convert the people that you already have, right? So again, you're just planting the seed, right? So some people that buy here, maybe they've been considering all this for an entire month, right? We are nurturing them, and then you give them a good reason, they buy now. So I've been repeating the same pattern for every episode. You'll be hearing me saying that, you know, like you gotta give people a reason to buy now. Not just a reason to buy, but a reason to buy now. So most people, they don't do that. They never give a reason to buy. That's why your conversion is pretty low. But then you want to give people the reason to buy now. Okay, the now is very powerful. It makes a whole lot of difference. So I have a lot of things I want to buy. It's in my wish list, but I've never bought for like a year. For example, I want to buy a lavalier microphone. It has been on my list for like a year now. I never bought something. Imagine there's a people like, if they come in front of me, they pull out the product for me. They said, oh, you gotta buy this right now. We have a discount and I give you this thing. I set up for you, whatever. I will buy. You know, it make it easy for me. Like the impression, right? They're gonna be in front of me and then they're gonna pitch me, right? They're gonna make offer to me and make a good deal for me and I'll buy now. But I haven't been buying the thing that I want to buy for a year. Can you imagine that? I'm sure right now you're watching this video. I'm sure you have something that you want to buy, but then you never pull the trigger for maybe several months, several years. So what will make you to buy? Which is you gotta listen to the offer more times, right? They gotta be in front of you. So you gotta follow up. You're gonna make them like the wiki webinar, the DM, right? The follow up, the emails, right? Follow up and then give them a reason, a good deal to buy. So you will buy. So a lot of times that not that people don't have money, not that people don't want to buy your stuff. They love your stuff. In fact, they love you so much, but you don't nudge them. You gotta like shake them a bit like, buy now, right? Imagine that you're like, buy now. So you gotta give them a reason to buy. So that's very important. So what else we cover here, right? On vacation, it's like we're giving up a lot of excuses, but then we like put up a Black Friday deal and then we cross the 4K MRR, like cross the 100 paid members. So let's talk about roadmap release. Okay, so in a Black Friday deal, I actually make an incredible deal of like, I basically say that, you know, you're going to get bonus 1 to 3, right? And these are the bonuses. It's like an extra masterclass or course that will release in the future in December, January, and February next year. So I promise them this thing, but then I sell before I build, right? So sometimes you don't have to build a thing first before you sell. For example, I'm offering these 3 bonuses, but then I haven't built them out yet. But then I'm giving them a schedule, right? I'm releasing in December, January, and February next year. So I can come up with the offer and I just sell before I build, promote before I build. So I get people to buy, right? I do a promotion and in fact it's very successful. I get like 20 plus sales. So I basically have a roadmap release in a paid group of saying that, okay, we're going to have all these releases. And I can use the future releases as a promotion to get new members, right? And also at the same time, it helps with retention. So people know, right? The current member, they know, okay, December, we're going to have this thing coming up. January, February, we're going to have this thing coming up. So they have something to look forward to and they know the timeline of that happening, right? So that helps with retention. And also at the same time, you can take the future product that you release in future to use it as a promotion to give people a reason to buy now. So that's really powerful, right? So you will have the roadmap inside a VIP group, inside a paid group, saying that this is what we're going to be releasing, the timeline. So that will help retention, and then you're going to use that as a promotion as well. So this is what I did. And also flame streak. Okay, I got the flame here, right? My name here, the 30-day thing. So, and also Q&A replay in free. So I actually posted, not every Q&A replay, right? So we actually only have Q&A call inside the paid group. So we do it weekly. And then once in a while, I will put certain replay into the free group. I cannot do every week, right? Or else people are gonna be fed up. I pay for the paid group, but then you're posting all the replay in the free group, right? So you cannot do everything. But then once in a while, you can get something that's really good, right? If the session was really good, and then you can put a replay in the free group, and that helps with conversion as well. And just value dropping. And I have received a few comments. Like I put a Q&A call, the replay in the free group, and I see people making really in-depth, like meaningful, like long comments, right? Because the Q&A was on fire. So they engaged with like 1.5 hours of the Q&A replay. So it was just like a webinar. Like people was consuming your content. They're like being nurtured, right? They love you. They build a relationship with you. They know how the way you teach, the way you talk, the way you actually put in effort. You care about your students, right? So they can see that, the genuine, your authenticity. So they convert, right? So I've seen that people leave a long comment, and then after like few hours, they buy without me DM or whatever. So I think it's incredible because number one, you offer value. You're nurturing them, and number two, it just like it converts for you, on the baseline. So I think it's very, very, very good. Another strategy that you can consider as well. And then we drop the Black Friday deal, and then here, average activity metrics. So I just added this before I start recording. So I added this one. I kind of like want to predict roughly on average how many activities I have, right? Because some days we have like 300, 500, 600, right? So I plan on to sum up all the activity for a month, and then I divide by 30 days. So about 400 activity for free group, and then the paid group is like close to 300. I was kind of surprised. The paid group's activity is like so high. Almost, even though this is like 2K members, 100, so it's like, 20 times more members, but then this is like almost the same, right? It's catching up pretty fast. So this is another average activity metrics that I just added, and also, here, challenge to endure doing the boring stuff, repetitive stuff, not adding new things, right? So this is a note for myself. So I come to a realization is that sometimes our business, the biggest challenge is not to add something on your plate, right? Do something, a new strategy, a new trick, a new traffic source, learn this thing. You never ending missed opportunity, right? Somebody can tell you, you should do this LinkedIn thing, right? You should go onto Instagram. You should do this. You should use this tool, this software. You should do this moderator software, right? That's never ending. You're like, I would have millions of additional things that I could do, but then it's never ending, right? You could like every single day you're adding new stuff into your plate. So right now, I have found a pattern, right? For at my stage right now, I found a proof of concept. I'm able to get 300 free members every single week. So I found a concept that people to join my free group. I found a way. I cracked the code for people to join my free group, and I do it consistently. Every week, 300 plus members. Very almost like predictability down to the dot to the day. So it's very predictable. Okay, and can you see the paid members, 30 something, 18, 12, like it's very stable as well. Like if you look at a weekly basis. So I've basically cracked the code. I'm able to get, starting a new paid group from scratch, from zero, and get 100 paid members, 4K MRR in the first month. So I have 100 paid members, right? So it's a proof of concept. Like this thing works, like the niche works, the message works, the offer works, and the way I convert works. So you can see the paid to free ratio. I started from like 2-3%, and then like right now I have like 5%. So 5% of my free members will upgrade to paid. It's very, very predictable. So I kind of like crack the code. So I can kind of predict it. So the challenge for me right now is to continue to endure the boring, like the mundane day-to-day activity, right? YouTube videos, getting to free, okay? Doing regular webinars, DM, convert to paid. So I just have to rehearse this thing. I repeat this thing for the next 1 year, the next 12 months, right? I just got to endure doing the boring stuff and not to get distracted of like something shiny and doing something else, right? Or jump on the new niche, right? A new offer, something like doing something else, going to Instagram, doing something, right? So if I can just endure doing the boring, repetitive stuff, that's something I can predictable right now and got a proof of concept, then without adding anything new things, then I can got a success that I want. So it's not just, I don't have to buy a new course now. I don't have to join a new mastermind. I mean, I could always add in something, learn something, and continue to improve. But then, even without that, okay, even with my existing knowledge, if I just do whatever I did right now for a full year, I will reach 50K MRR without learning anything new, without anything something new, right? So, like, the point here I'm trying to say is that it's not that I don't encourage you to learn new things, but more so I want to encourage you that a lot of times you know what you have to do, but then you just don't do it. You feel like you have to buy a new course, join a new mastermind, get a new software to make a change to your business. But a lot of times you just got to do what you know you need to do and just like endure the boring part and just like repeat of doing that for a year. I think that's a challenge because entrepreneurs, we like to be creative. We like to like do new ideas, doing new things, right? And the challenge is not doing that new things, but to like stay to the old thing and like just stick to your like stay at your lane and just do the boring stuff every single day. I think that's a challenge. And it was tough. Okay, so that's why I'm doing like all this video here. I'm like documenting this, recording this because I want to hold myself accountable. I want to be doing this boring stuff for the next 1 year, okay, or even more. So that's the challenge, right? So I think I put a note somewhere around here. Okay, 5%. Okay, it's pretty high. 5%. So I've been seeing like most people get like 1%, 0.8%, 2%. So that's what most I see. Okay, so I got 5%, which is really high. Really high. So imagine if I have 100 free members, I get 5 paid members. 1,000, I get 50. So this is the predictability that I can have, right? So very, very stable. So I also put in a note here, right? Predictability, I can basically forecast my growth, right? Without any external factors, right? So assuming I'm continuing down this trend, right? Whatever I'm doing right now, like getting 3K visitors and then like 300 free members every week and then like about 25 paid members every week. So if I can just maintain this pattern, which I'm maintaining like this 1 month, right? 4 weeks, I've been maintaining this one and very stable, very predictable. So assuming there's no other external factors, right? Every weekly, I can get around 350 free and 25 paid, right? Meaning there's about 1.2, 1.3K free members, new free members every month, and also about 100 paid members every month. So that's like, if I can just do that for the next 12 months, I could grow to 50K MRR just without anything fancy, without anything new, right? And then the potential boost, right? I can see the potential big jump, like small change and big jump, right? Would be new Skool features, maybe Skool drop anything new that could like help us, the owners, Skool owners, to like, grow more. That would be awesome, the Skool features. And also I want to add in like, which is a discovery. So if you can rank higher, be potentially, and also new people coming into Skool, right? Skool is like growing rapidly. So if you can rank higher on discovery, they'll like open up a new floodgate of traffic, right? So I think the big boost, potential boost coming from my business would be like new Skool features, anything new. That is discovery, ranking on discovery, and also affiliates, right? I'm waiting for this feature for a very long time. I'm not sure whether December or next year, January, February, it will be dropping. That'll be a game changer because your fan, right? Your paid members can refer their friends, right, and earn commissions. That will scale exponentially. And also the price increase, right? Maybe I increase my price from 49 to higher. And I've been thinking about that a long time, right? I'm thinking about increasing to 65, but then I'm kind of holding back. Okay, and the reason why is because I feel like I need more data. Because I feel like sometimes if I increase the price too fast, I will lose out a lot of potential on me recording the data. For example, right, in the past, I've like 39 and 249, right? And I increased to 49 and 349. So I have a lot of valuable data. For example, I can know, okay, at this price point, my annual pickup rate is like 26.7%. So I mean, if I don't have enough sample size, if I increase my price too fast, I wouldn't know, number one, the annual percentage, the conversion rate, and also the retention rate, right? How many people churn at that price point? Because for sure, like if I increase my price, let's say for 49 to 99, I would still make more money or same or more money, but then I wouldn't know the churn rate, right? Because at higher price, the churn rate will be higher. So I have nothing to compare to. So imagine if I jump too fast. For example, I'm just at 1 month, I'm doing 49, right? I don't have enough data to compare. So when I increase my price to 99, then I got a churn rate for 99, but then I cannot compare to 49. I don't have the data. So I'm planning, okay, I just got to be patient a little bit and then put lesser variable in my business, right? For example, Skool has been selling for $99 a month for like forever now. So the reason why is because they only have one price point. So like free trial to $99 a month, right? Skool. So they have been having the same price and then they can see the churn rate. They can predict, the churn rate. They have all the data and everything. So if I have all the price point, I keep jumping a price point and I don't know churn becomes so much complex if you have different price point. Because different price points have different churn rate, right? Different annual percent pickup rate as well. So in order for me to get enough sample size and data, I have to maintain at the same price point for a longer period of time. Okay, and I also don't know, like if when the affiliate features drop, right? I don't know whether is it $49 a month or $99 a month will be better for affiliates to promote, right? I wouldn't know. So imagine right now before the affiliate features drop, I already increased my price. I'll lose out a lot of potential data. So maybe $49 per month is the most optimal numbers, but I don't know, right? Because I don't have data. So I think for now, I'll just hold back for the price increase. I'll wait for the affiliate features to drop so that, number one, I can observe the churn rate of $49 a month, right? I need more data, more months to come in. Then I can know, okay, at this price point, how many percentage of people will pick up the annual? Okay, how many percent people will churn? Retention. And so when I release the affiliates, right, what's the conversion rate for affiliates? How do they perform? I would know so much by just maintaining at this price point. And I think $49 a month is like a retention line, like a resistant line. $50 below $50. And it's a proven thing, right? For example, Andrew Tate, like the real world, whatever, is like $49.99. So I think this is like the 50 below 50 is like a proven price point, $49 a month. And I've been getting a proof of concept, so I will just maintain it for a moment. So that's basically reasoning that I have, why I decided to hold back from increasing the price. So that's for that. And then, okay, price increase will be like a big factors of like potential boost for me, and also traffic blow up, maybe my channel blow up, whatever, and also JVs, right? Maybe a potential JV partners, and also that is like connected with the affiliate features as well. And so new high ticket offers, maybe when I add a new high ticket offers, maybe $9.99 a month or like $5K a year or whatever, so that will give me a boost in MRR as well. So these are a few things that I note to myself that potentially give me like a big boost, right? So these are the things that will potentially like grow exponentially for me. But then right now, assuming without all of this, right, without all these potential boosts, that will 100% guarantee like give me more growth. But then assuming nothing of that, no other external factors, no potential boost. If I just do whatever I'm doing right now, 350 a week free members, 25 paid members a week. If I just do that for the rest of the year, I can kind of predict I got 5K MRR growth. And then assuming after churn is like 4K MRR growth, right? So by the end of 2025, like 12 times 4 is like 48K. So it's like roughly 50K MRR. Okay, assuming the same stable rate, not giving up, not distracted, nothing blows up, just an average boring work. If I just do whatever I'm doing like this month, if I just replicate November to December, January, February, March, just replicate the same thing without any external factors, with the same predictability, same boring work, no potential boost, nothing, I will be 50K a month in MRR. So that's a very encouraging thing, like I can kind of predict the future, I can forecast the future if I just do that. And I'm not accounting a lot of potential growth factors, right? Like new high ticket offers, affiliate features, discovery ranking, traffic might be blowing up. So I could be minimum 50K if I continue to do what I'm doing, right? 50K, I could be 100K, 150K, I don't know, right? So that gives me a lot of excitement, right? Something to look forward to, and also the predictability, right? Because when you lack clarity, like clarity is power. If you lack clarity, you're not sure where to go, right? You're like, no direction. That was me like a month ago. But then right now, I have a super clear direction of what I'm doing right now, presence. I'm very clear of what I need to do every single day to drive the growth, to maintaining this number. I'm very clear now. And also, I'm very clear for like the full year. So this is the clarity I'm looking for. I'm searching for this for a very long time. For the last 1 or 2 years, I've been losing my direction. I don't know where to go. Like try different price point, different offers, different niche. Then I finally cracked the code, like I found a product market fit, I found a proof of concept, and such a dollar to the day predictability that I have here. And I just gotta do the boring stuff, right? And that's the only challenge right now, to do the boring stuff. And there's so much more potential things that we could grow even further, right? So that's what excites me. So we have covered a lot of stuff here. So I think we cover harder to climb, pretty quiet webinar day. Okay, so this is about, so let me just wrap out this one. So we cover basically about the predictability and the forecast, the boring things, the potential boost factors. And so we cover about a 5%, which is pretty high, free, paid to free. And so we cover this one. Okay, so let's talk about the engagement part right now. So this is about engagement. So here, okay, let's see. Okay, so I want to share a few things that increases engagement for me, right? Which is non-business posts. So non-business posts usually get the most engagement. So posts like, what's your 2025 goal? Break the ice, right? Meet new friends, comment below. Or like, how do you plan for Thanksgiving? What's your most favorite food, right? Just use a GIF, no words. And also a scammer alert, right? Help me, I might make a post like, help me to weed out the scammers and spammers in a group, right? So basically you want to unite them and also talk about something that like a common topics that everyone can participate, right? If you talk about something, let's say I talk about, we talk about YouTube, right? So ask them, how many videos you post? So maybe a lot of people, they haven't posted any videos, right? They haven't have a channel, they haven't picked a niche. So very few people can participate, right? You're limiting the growth of the engagement. But then if I put up a common topic, for example, Thanksgiving, food, your goal, break the ice, right? Can you see that these are like common topics that everyone can participate? So basically, you gotta think about the post, right? The engagement post is like, you're trying out different hooks for the first timers to engage. Because sometimes I'll see like people commenting like, they'll be saying something like, I've never commented in any group before. This is the first time making a comment. Because it's so compelling for them to comment, right? So you want to engage more people to comment. That's why you can see I'm tracking the level 1 percentage. You can see like 70 something percent. So you want to convert more people from level 1 to level 2, right? Like engage them. So the first step, very important. So that's why you ask them to make an introduce yourself post. You want to give them the opportunity to comment, right? So for example, Thanksgiving is a hook. The break the ice is a hook. The goal is a hook. The food is a hook. Different hook, right? So some people, they might engage in one of the hook and they begin a journey. This is the first time they comment, then they comment the second time, third time, right? You're going to give the first timer an opportunity to comment so you can try different hooks. And then the common pattern I'm seeing that is that you're going to do something that's a common topic that everyone can engage, something fun, make it non-business as well. Not everything is about business, right? It's community. So you talk to your friends, talk about something that's nonsense, right, with your friends. So that's about that, right? The engagement is something that I would like to share with you as well. And then let's look at that Q&A recording as like, okay, so in the VIP group, right, in the paid group, I put the Q&A recording, the wiki Q&A, everyone can attend live, but then the recording, I put it as a level 2 unlocks. So there are pros and cons for that. So I'm noticing a lot of people, that's why you can see like the level 1 is like pretty low, 20 something percent. So it's because people want to level up to level 2 to unlock the Q&A recording. So this is a pros, right? Encourage people to level up, or they can upgrade to annual to instant unlock. But the cons is that sometimes people are pissed off, like confused, right? They'll be like, why am I still locked out? I pay the money, why is still locked out? Or they're confused, why is still locked out? They don't know about how school works, right? The level unlocks, the leaderboard, they don't know how it works. So I have the post, I'll link them. Okay, check this out, this is how you level up. You're gonna make an introduce yourself post. I have to explain, right? So sometimes you're pissed off, right? Confused. So I don't know whether should I want to keep it that way as well. So there's like a pros and cons. Maybe if you have experience, you can share with me. So far, this is what I'm doing. I'm putting the Q&A call recording as a level 2 unlocks. So again, these are pros and cons. And then what else we have? Okay, what's this one? Good to have a mix. Okay, 4K MRR, like this is about talking about the annual, right? So I got 4K MRR and I got like 9, 10K revenue. So it's good to have annual. What else we have? I think we pretty much covered everything, right? So I covered everything here. So I covered everything in the yellow box thingy here. So basically that's for the episode 4. I think it's a very long one. It's like almost 15 minutes now because we are like covering almost 2 weeks of, everything in one. And a note for you guys, which is like, if I were to summarize for the biggest takeaway, right, which is to set a goal for yourself and set a big goal that you will be feeling uncomfortable. It frights you for a little bit. It feels like you have to stretch yourself to achieve that. And so that you could do the action necessary to hit a goal, right? For example, if my goal was just to 20, I will hit 20. My goal was 50, I'll hit 50. My goal is 100, I'll hit 100. So set your goal higher so you can push yourself. That's the first thing. And second thing is that over the course of a month, you'll have a lot of downtimes. You'll doubt yourself, right? You'll feel like it might not be working, something's wrong. And you have to endure that. You have to just continue to find a solution. And then sometimes you have to take 1 step backward to go 2 steps forward. Sometimes you have to change the perspective when you're looking at things. Sometimes it's not about a traffic problem. Maybe it's a conversion problem. Sometimes it's about your messaging problem, your niche or whatever. There are many different angles and perspectives that you can look and analyze into a problem and then find a solution. So my takeaway would be always it's about the offer and the message, right? It's about giving them people reason to buy now. So that's the third takeaway, which is giving people a reason to buy now. So all the sales that I'm coming from is that I make a good offer. So I would have the same audience, the same people, but then the sales are different because of the offer that I make. So the sales presentation, I give people a good deal for people to buy. And also, number 4, the takeaway, which is if you're not getting results now, knowing that you're planting the seed now. Because I've seen so many people, they buy now. There are even a lot of people that buy now. I feel like those are the people that they wouldn't buy forever. They wouldn't buy forever. There are people they're in my free community for several months. I feel like they don't have the money to buy the 49, but then somehow they buy now. It kind of surprised me. So don't underestimate your members, right? They might take different amount of time to nurture, to buy. Some of them take 6 months, some of them take 1 year, some of them take 1 week, some of them they take one sentence, right? So that everyone is different. So you're planting the seed now. You're like nurturing, you're DMing them the course, you're making a post, you're engaging the email, everything, you're nurturing them. And then once in a while, right, in let's say in a weekly fashion, monthly fashion, doing like a webinar or something, you you cut the crop, right? You just plant the seed. Right now you are reaping the rewards now, right? You give them a reason to buy now, and then you pick up the sales on a spike. So for example, if you look at my paid school community, right? If you go on, look at the metrics, so you can see, right, the growth, you can see like a spike here because of webinar. Then it's like flat, basic, like a spike here, webinar, like flat, like a spike here, webinar. So the webinar just like give people a reason to buy, right? So if I don't have the webinar, like my growth would be like very slow. It'd be like a line, like linear line. It'll be linear. It wouldn't be exponential. Okay, so the weekly webinar is a game changer. The weekly webinar, and the webinar is just a format like a marketers that make up like weekly webinar. It sounds fancy, but it just, if it's just boys, it's online. It's just like giving another reason people to buy. You're just showing up in front of them, giving them an impression. Hey, this is me again. Can you buy now? They don't buy, like next week. Hey, this is me again. Can you buy now? Like you gotta follow up more frequently. You gotta show up in front of them and just make more offers and make better offers, right? So webinar is just a fancy name. It could be any format. It could be a call, a Q&A call. It could be a post. It could be whatever. It's just a different name, right? But then the boys is all done. It's just like you giving them an offer again, a good offer, a good deal. Buy now, right? And in between that, you're gonna nurture them, right? Nurture them and then buy now. Nurture them, buy now. So it's just repeating the same format, and then the same boring stuff. So that would be the few takeaways for the entire month. And I kind of look forward. My next goal, right? Let's just do a prediction for the next. My goal for December would be I have 100 paid members, right? So I would hope that I would just replicate. If I would just to be able to maintain this one, so meaning the next month I get a new 100 members, it'll be good. So that will give more proof of concept, right? Meaning I'm not only able to do it 1 month, I can do it a second month as well. Another 100 paid members. I go to 200 paid members by the end of December. That'll be good. And also you have to consider that the first month, the first 100 people here, they'll churn, right? They'll churn. So I probably next month I have to get more than 100 so that I can reach total 200 because there's a churn happening. So that's the goal I want to achieve, which is to stabilize things and then to form a cadence, like a format, a predictability. So if I can hit 200 members, I'll be more than happy for the next month, December, and continue to grow from there. So again, this is basically episode number 4. I'm happy that you tune in to watch the entire almost 1 hour video with me. I truly appreciate you. If you have any feedback, if you're watching, if you're catching all these episodes, let me know in the comment below. Subscribe to the channel, and see you on the next one.